Good afternoon and welcome to our interview. Today we have with us the wonderful Coach Wilson, who is the acting head coach for the women's basketball team. She led the team to their first winning season in 20 years. Coach Wilson, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
So we'll hop right into it. So just first off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Coach Wilson?
So I've been coaching for, I would say, 10 plus years now. Had the role of both being a head coach and an assistant at different levels. One being JUCO and then Division II. Started playing basketball probably middle school, high school. Didn't even really have any interest in it. My high school coach was kind of just like, hey, you're tall, let's play basketball. So ever since then, basketball has been my love.
So what kind of originally got you into coaching in the first place?
Like I said, my high school coach, Coach Wilson, it's funny, that's her name, and we're not related, but she really got me into basketball, like coming to pick me up every day, starting me off with the fundamentals, and it's been on ever since. Obviously, I played in college, and soon, right after college, I became a coach.
So you've been here a few years, and you've seen the campus obviously a little bit change and everything. So what's it been like being able to be on this campus and be a part of Slippery Rock basketball?
Slippery Rock is just a good place. The atmosphere, the student support that we get, it's just always, great to have fans, especially when you're playing the IUPs of the world. The class sizes and the professors just being on board with students and supporting us, for kids missing games missing class. So it's definitely a great place to be and a great atmosphere to be around.
Awesome. So you obviously took over the head coaching position under some tragic circumstances when Coach McGraw passed away. Can you share what it was like to be able to spend that time with him and work with him for the few years?
Well, as you know, because you were always around, he was a very energetic guy and really into the athletes and the program. So that was something that was good to be around and be behind, so you really got a feel for what it was like to be for your team. He was definitely for the girls, and whenever they needed him, he was right there. So just a good guy to kind of come behind.
So what would you say are some things that you learned from him and were able to add to your own, not only coaching philosophy, but like your life philosophy and the way that you look at life?
Just being there for your student athletes, knowing that some of them are, either an hour away versus 5 hours, and just being there for them no matter what outside of basketball. It's definitely more than basketball. So he really taught me to just genuinely be there for the girls.
So we'll get into it a little bit more, but before we do, how proud are you of the girls for the season and everything that they were able to accomplish given the circumstances?
I'm definitely overly proud of them for just stepping up through those tragic times. I mean, you just, lose someone suddenly, and then, having to make that adjustment and still being able to excel not only on the basketball court but in the classroom. So able to do it on both ends really says a lot about them and how they're able to step up and really fight through some adversity, which is one thing Coach McGraw always preached about.
So when you took over, what would you say was your biggest message to the girls about how you guys were gonna approach this season and the goals that you guys kind of wanted to accomplish?
So I just wanted to, kind of put it in their minds that no matter who we were playing against, we were going to be able to compete. So that's the mentality I try to change within the program, that no matter who it is, no matter, what's going on, when it's game time, we're going to, go out and compete with whoever it is we're playing against. So just instilling that, and just making the culture about being for your teammates, and really just, fighting every night that you were out there on the court.
So I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. We were talking about the pace of play. There were obviously a lot of changes going on, but at the same time, you guys were able to change up things a little bit on the court, including pace and different sort of things. How did that help you kind of adjust, knowing that you guys were able to update your style of play a little bit? And do you feel it made you guys be able to compete a little bit better this past season?
I think we just made the adjustments to adjust to what we had as far as players, using it to our strengths. And I just felt like the best style of play for us was to get it and go. The fast pace, not too many set plays, but kind of like a motion offense, to where everybody was moving. So everybody had an opportunity to kind of play their game, instead of just being restricted with, plays and that sort of thing. So just making the adjustment to what we had versus what I wanted, us to do. And I think the girls really picked up on that. And obviously we had some, ups and downs, but overall I think it was the most successful for us this season.
So you guys were able to pull off some key wins this season. Obviously, you guys make playoffs in a tough conference, but you guys were still able to do some things that you guys haven't done in a while. For example, you guys swept IUP. How good did that feel to be able to not get just one, but both wins against them?
I think you interviewed me after both games, and I think I don't know which one was better, but they both felt great to actually, accomplish, especially, like I said, some goals that no matter who the team is, every night you go out there, you can beat anybody, and I think, with that mentality, we went out there and we were able to reach that goal.
So as we mentioned a little bit earlier, you guys also had a winning record for the first time in 20 years. How awesome was that to be at the helm, to be able to experience that, especially as we've gone over with the things that happened?
Like I said, those accomplishments were great for us, especially under the circumstances. And like I said, it just felt good to actually be a part of a team that was, successful. Although we didn't make playoffs, we, like you said, we accomplished some great things this season. So obviously you set the bar higher moving forward, but it definitely was a good start.
So obviously there's a process to becoming the full-time head coach, since you were the acting head coach. But how has that process gone in starting to try to get hired as the full-time head coach, and what has that process kind of been like so far?
So the process started maybe about a week ago. Job was posted. I believe it closes April 3rd. So with that being said, I've applied, and obviously, hopefully, get interviewed and go through that whole process, and hopefully eventually get a job here.
So with all that being said, you are a great role model to women, young women, to be able to look up to. So what would you say to those young women and girls who have aspirations to do the things that you've been able to do and that look up to you?
Just stick with it, and really, if it's something that you really have interest in, learn about it so that you're prepared for whatever it is, whether it be a job, whether it be playing. Always just study it, learn it, so that you're prepared for whatever level it is that you want. Because you can never stop learning basketball. I feel like no matter what level you are, who you are, I think there's always something to be learned. So if basketball is you have to really, be into it and really willing to learn, just to be able to give other young ladies knowledge. And not only that, but just being able to help young ladies get ready for the real world. Because after college, it gets real.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on again. For more on Coach Wilson, check out the feature story that will be out this Friday in the Rocket's latest print edition. Thanks for watching. Now over to Aiden and Eddie with the sports update.
Hi, I'm Aiden.
And I'm Eddie, and this is your weekly Rock Media Sports Network update.
Over the past week, Slippery Rock baseball has gone 2-4 and 1-4 in PSAC play. The rough stretch came against Mercyhurst University as they lost the first 3 games of the series, including a program record 20-inning game on March 26th that ended in a 2-1 loss. Despite the loss, Luke Truman put forward a masterful performance on the mound, throwing 9 innings and striking out 8 while only allowing 6 hits. Michael Kitko, Robert Herr, and Tanner Esposito also had shutout appearances. The Rock was able to bounce back on March 28th when they won the postponed game 8-7 in extra innings. Jake Norris collected that win in a team pitching performance where 4 pitchers threw at least 1 inning. 2 true freshmen, Nate Malak and Parker Hogg, contributed to the combined pitching effort. The team will return to PSAC play at rival Indiana University of PA this Friday, March 31st.
The softball team weathered a rough stretch as they fell in both games to Clarion last Wednesday and their first game at California University of PA. They rebounded with a 7-4 win over Cal U in the second matchup, where standout sophomore Alexa Hurd continued to show why she was named a second-team All-PSAC West utility and pitcher as a freshman. Hurd pitched 6 innings, struck out 7, and collected the win. In the circle, while going 3 for 5 with 1 RBI and 3 runs scored at the plate. True freshman Aubrey Mansfield also collected 3 hits while knocking in 2 runs and scoring 1 herself. They continue PSAC play March 29th against Mercyhurst University.
The Rock women's lacrosse squad played 2 games since last Wednesday, going 1-1. The first game was a dominant showing against Lock Haven University, where SRU came out on top 17-9. Lauren Searles and Brooke Wisniewski both scored 5 goals, with Rachel Mahoney, Ida Moden, Charlie Rondeau, and Frankowski Krista accounting for the rest of the scoring. Jillian O'Rourke collected the win in the net with 12 saves. Their most recent game was a close 9-10 loss against Indiana University, where Searles found the back of the net 3 times. The Rock fell to 1-2 in conference play, but have plenty of schedule left to raise that win total, starting with a March 29th game at Gannon today.
Rock Tennis had 1 match over the past week since their home opener against Salem last Tuesday. This time around, they were at home against Indiana University of PA, where the Rock fell just short at 4-3. 4 of the 6 singles contests went all the way to the 3rd set. The tandems of Teddy Isherwood and Adriana Gonzalez-Sanchez, as well as Tina Slovak and Dari Sakanova, came away with wins in doubles. The Rock Tennis will return to action against Clarion on March 30th.
And that's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in.